Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today it's time to do some news that admittedly it isn't the most hyped. So obviously this came out on the 23rd of July. This is probably going to get released on Saturday. Simply because it's just not that interesting news. Sorry boys. But all that said though, let's take a look at said article. Coronation Street announces a brand new character for Dev and Bernie wedding plot. The Allahan family is expanding. And then we have a picture of Aunty Rani. A new face arrives on Coronation Street next week when Aunty Rani arrives in Weatherfield, leaving Addie Allahan and Bernie Winter to squirm when she reveals that she plans to keep a very close eye on wedding spending. Addie and Bernie previously created a plan to pay off the corner shop's business debts using Rani's generous cash donation intended for the wedding. When Dev Allahan excitedly reveals that Aunty Rani plans to attend the wedding to see exactly how her money's been spent, Bernie and Addie fly into a panic. Aunty Rani's arrival throws a major spanner in Addie and Bernie's plan to pay off their debts, explains our Coronation Street source. When they decide to secretly do the wedding on the cheap and use her money to save the business, they never imagined they'd actually come all the way from India. Desperate to salvage the situation, Bernie and Addie go over the wedding plans again, but when Dev asks his son to be his best man, Addie feels shameful when his dad's elated. Dev's mood darkens, however, when Aunty Rani arrives sooner than planned. Aunty Rani has high standards, and Dev is desperate to impress her as her insider. She's given him so much money for the wedding, so he immediately starts fussing over her. Under Aunty Rani's scathing eye, Bernie doesn't feel up to scratch, so she puts on a posh accent in hope of impressing her. Amid the chaos, scrupulous Aunty Rani announces she has plans to create a spreadsheet to tally up all of the wedding spending so that she can keep track of the costs. With her breathing down their necks, can Addie and Bernie actually pull off their plan? Or are they doomed to tell Dev about the debt? So yeah, kind of interesting bit of news with this. It's always kind of, I feel like Coronation Street are inherently mocking me. Also, new microphone, by the way. New light as well. New camera on the way. It should all be seen in the podcast. But we're making upgrades, you know. Ahead of the big video, of course. Anyways, I kind of feel like Coronation Street's mocking me because I've been quite prolific in saying the Bernie family, Bernie as a character, is one of my least favorites. But each time I think they're gonna do less with the character, they suddenly introduce way more family for her, and it's like, guys, please, for crying out loud. Why do we keep doing this to ourselves? The Bernie and Dev relationship has never really been one that I actually enjoy. I hate how Bernie pronounces Dev's name. I don't know, man. It's just everything about it winds me up. Because she just says it like a gammon would say someone's name. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't like Bernie. I just feel like she's been given so much screen time, but not even that much like good work, in my opinion. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll stop complaining. But this wedding, I'm not bought into it. I've never bought into the Dev and Bernie relationship. My brain, I don't know, for some people they should just never move on. Like, it feels like Dev should never really have moved on from Sunita, in my opinion. Could be wrong, but like, if he moves on and finds like a new genuine decent love, sure. But to me, it's just like a marriage of, we need to open up the family a little bit more. wouldn't it be fun if we put Dev and Bernie together? It just doesn't do it for me. It doesn't do it for me whatsoever. Am I even really excited to be Dev back? To see Dev back? Not really. Like, you know how everybody says that... You know, everybody says that Ed Bailey's one of the most wooden actors on the show. Dev, alternatively, is one of the most wooden actors on the show. And yeah, sure, he's done a lot more like substantial work with his like stuff on screen, for sure. Like he did the Mad Mayor Sharma, he did Sunita's Death. His body of work is significantly stronger. But Dev in 2025, where he only gets like 2 serious scenes to do a year, like he's mostly there just to be kind of engaging and just do the Dev mannerisms, right? You just go, oh, hey, Dev, go. It's like, hey, man. Just some bollocks. I don't know. I can't do a Dev impression. It feels insensitive. And I wouldn't do that either. But, you know, he has his kind of mannerisms. He has his routine. And it feels like the writer's just right to fit the routine onto the screens, rather than actually writing the character with depth. I say this, I don't even mind Dev. Like, I like Dev. I wouldn't get rid of him. I like Dev. We've just had a break from him. I don't know why I'm still jaded about the character, but I'm just not a fan of this united, blended family. At the end of the day, I'm just not too keen. Aunty Rani, I mean, I'm intrigued by it, you know. Anyone who knocks Bernie down a peg, fine by me. But I'm not ready for this to take up way too much screen time. But obviously it'll be a big thing. I assume Addy will vanish, and then through there he would go ahead and leave, and, you know, maybe he'll go to prison for the debt. But yeah, I don't know. I like Dev, but they've definitely kind of ran him into the ground, in my opinion. But yeah, I don't know. To me, he's the Alfie Moon of Coronation Street. He is a pretty... Yeah, I think Alfie Moon's the apt comparison. So, all right, they're going to have an unfunny joke, and then they're going to joke more, and then they're going to, here's a serious scene, but it's not a serious scene because they're not going to treat it as a serious scene, and say, But I don't know. That was probably a bit inherently negative. But I like the idea of someone kind of being the overseer. Obviously, Bernie will come up smelling of roses. Addy will inevitably leave, and then continuing, I can't imagine Rani's around for too long, but I'm intrigued to see what they do with it. I always kind of like that kind of overbearing family member comes on in. Like in EastEnders, whenever there'll be a Mitchell wedding, you would just get Aunt Sal, who was Peggy's sister, who would just be like, oh, Phil, you a cat now? What? Did you run out of women? It's like, fucking hell, all right, Sal, Jesus. Oh, you were Sharon again. Oh, that's cute. You know she broke your heart back in 91. Sal, come on. Right? Sal, I'm in love. I'm in love. Oh, you're in love. Yeah. I've got bunions. It's just some shit like that. So if we get some sniping from old Aunty Rani, I'm looking forward to it. And I guess I won't complain, as it means we get more Addy scenes, who for me is one of the criminally underused parts of this era of Coronation Street. And yeah, so there we are. Do you have many big thoughts, feelings, wishes, or prayers around Aunty Rani's inclusion in Coronation Street? And obviously this is happening fairly soon. I think it said next week. So, in a few days. So, with all that said, gonna be intriguing. And, yeah, gonna be interesting to see what Aunty Rani brings. Gonna be fun to see if she's actually a character in the long term, or she is just seen for about a month until they get married and then they toast that she left. So who knows? But I mean, you know, we've all been wrong about some characters. We all viewed that Mick and Lou were going to be absolutely atrocious, but, you know, by their exit, you know, people actually want Lou to stick around. And, you know, admittedly, they did do the second break out of prison this year, but Mick was actually quite good as well. So, yeah, I think we've been a bit too early to call some of these things, so I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye. Bye. Bye.